What's up, everyone? So today I'm excited to bring you a new series, something that I've never done on video before, and we're getting ready to explore the outside world of landscape construction. No, I'm just kidding. What we're actually doing is we're starting to build a small bike park on the back of my house in the open space area, and I'm here collaborating with Eggo the Lego. Give away, boy. So we're actually starting the first lap, and we haven't thought about a name for it yet. I know that Eggo the Lego has some ideas. So once we figure that all out, we'll start posting this. But we have just begun making the first loop on the back of our house, and it's going to be super fun. So we'll have a couple little pump track areas. We'll have some good berms. Thinking about building a trestle back here, and then we're going to give access to one of the bigger trails further down off of the backside of our house here that we can get in and out of as well. So it's gonna be awesome. I'm super excited. This is gonna be our whole summer back here, just riding our bikes literally out the back gate. So stay tuned. We're gonna have some video on what we're doing and show you the progress, and we're excited. Okay, so here's what we've got so far. We're actually pretty close to finishing the actual excavation of the first loop. And so what we've done here is right off the back gate, working on our in-run. I'm debating whether we're gonna have a mobile trestle that's gonna sit right here. We can move back and forth so we can have a little extra speed to drop in. But here's the in-run at the beginning. We're running that down here and using some of the natural terrain. So we're gonna get up on our first berm. We're gonna create our first berm right up in here. It's gonna give us a little bit of momentum to kind of push through this turn, and then down back through a little run here where we can catch some speed. We're gonna build another berm here so we can actually bank off this to continue our speed, because we're heading back up in here where this natural terrain right up on the ridge right before the retention ditch, which we're having another trail out in here. And so we're gonna build another berm right in here to continue to carry our speed down and around, and then one little tiny berm here to this corner, and then we're not going to have anything else. So that's going to be a little more technical of a corner here, and then we're going to run it out and around this tree berm here so we can actually keep our speed up as we get up in here to continue and finish our loop. And we'll actually have a continued berm, so we're going to have a connection right here from the in run, and a connection berm that takes us back into that trail for another loop, so you can continue making those loops. Now we're also going to continue another offshoot trail right in here. It's going to run up on that ridge and continue all the way across on the other side of Eggo the Lego there, and stay up on the ridge and go all the way out to where it meets up with some of the city trails right here. And that way we have an in and out from the back of our house as well. So luckily today is going to be much cooler than yesterday. It was almost 90 degrees last couple days, and that's miserable. Today's going to be in the mid-70s, perfect working conditions, blue skies. Is bluebird today. So we're going to keep going and see how far we can get this whole loop finished, give it a name, and start tracing out our bikes on this thing. Supposedly we're having some neighborhood help come over here pretty soon too, but we'll see. Anyway, this is going to be super fun, so I'm stoked to see what happens and transpires and show you guys this next project. Whoa, I blew a flip-flop. That's a lot harder running with flip-flops on.
Every left call he does, he gets a goldfish.
You better run his fat butt then.
Come on, Ollie, you're almost there.
He literally ran all the way around.
Here you go, bud.
That dog did a full lap just for one goldfish. Okay, day two and a half of trail building, and we're making some really good progress here. Actually, pretty impressed with how far we've gotten so far. I'll walk you through turn one here. We've got a nice little berm going, so we can actually carry speed as we get into kind of this next little roller here. And as tight as this loop is, the key is to keep as much speed as possible. So we've gotten most of this trail kind of prepped out and it's ready to ride. We've been riding it to kind of pack it down too. Our next turn up on this little ravine here is we got a berm here, and then to help carry our speed again, we got another berm here and on down. Now this is where it gets kind of cool. So we've got another berm here, and then I'm starting to build some little rollers here. So we got 1, 2, we'll probably have a third one, and I'm gonna have another berm right off that last corner. So the cool part is we've actually, as we're working on what we call bull snake loop, which is funny because my son was riding it and ran over a bull snake. That's where it got its name. This second trail that we're making is gonna be, initially was gonna be to kind of take us out onto the main trails in the city, but I've decided not to do that. I don't want to share this with anybody that's not invited. So maybe keep it a little on the DL as well. So I've got a second trail that's running out this way. And what I'm working on right now, as we come up on this, got our first little hill up onto the kind of the table here. And it's cool because we have terrain we can work with, where I don't have to get like a skid steer or something in here and get crazy with it. And then I've got a nice little roller down. What I'm gonna do here is I'm actually gonna build this up and create a steeper pitch right off this roll. And I'm gonna make a little rock drop here. So a little more adventurous for the second trail, but as you can see, it's been cooler and really windy. It poured last night and we had a wicked storm. Some hail came in, which is actually good because it softened up the trail enough where I can start digging and kind of keep working on those berms, and then kind of start building these little rollers and jumps as well. So I'm gonna get working on this little drop. We're gonna keep going, progression is made, and hopefully in the next few days we'll have a couple of trails we can start riding. I mean, it's gonna be a work in progress no matter what, but we'll see how it goes. All right, so first attempt at the little drop was not so bueno. Not good. It's actually, it takes you up too high for a really flat landing. So I need to have more of just a over the top drop instead of an up in the air down to the flat landing. someone's gonna get their nuts pinched. So I'm gonna take a little bit off of this area. I'm still gonna use the natural concrete that I've dug up in here, and I'm gonna use that as part of the drop, this little drop, and then I'm just gonna take some of that dirt and fill it in to get a little more of an incline on that drop for the landing before I knock two of my teeth out. So I'm gonna get to it. What's up, what's up? All right, we've completed about 5 days worth of work and semi-maintenance on these trails so far. They're rideable at this point, but just like home ownership, there's if people know about bike parks, there's constant maintenance on them as we work, and then there's a work in progress as you're riding them and getting a feel for flow and what needs to be where. That kind of gives you ideas on what needs to be added, changed, edited, so forth. Just like any sort of home ownership, the more you live there, the more you know about things you want to change or things that need to be upgraded or fixed in some cases. Speaking of home ownership and real estate, if you guys haven't checked out, I've got videos on getting into real estate and construction, remodel, all that stuff too on the channel. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you can get more of these notifications as they come. As videos get pumped out. So today I'm going to start working a little bit more on building up a couple berms in certain corners that need it, especially this really sharp corner off the, I like to call it the nasty loop at this point. We call it the robber loop because you hit all the banks on that one. So I've got the drop to work on from the other day when I was working on it. I had that rock and it just wasn't enough speed to catch and get actually a drop off this little itty bitty thing. So what I've actually done is make more of just a rollover drop with the rock here. When I pan out, you can see you got two options on this side. This one's more of just a more technical ride over that little drop right there, and then it's on into the corners here. Then I got to work on this berm out at the end. That corner comes all the way back and hooks up with this first trail, which is the bull snake loop. So we're gonna get to it. Hopefully I get most of this done today, and then we're kind of more in just a ride and maintain kind of flow until we decide to put the third trail in. So stay tuned. I'm gonna start digging and make some more blisters. Whew. All right, it's hot as balls out here now, but I think I've dialed in most of the trail system in itself for at least to start making some laps and get a feel for what needs to be tweaked. And like I said, it's just like home ownership, it's constant maintenance, but I think we're in a place where we can start rallying the troops and start riding a little bit. So quick little recap. This is the start of bull snake loop. It says berm or turn 1 heading in here. And again, we run this one out on the inside out here. We've got a couple berms and it comes back. Some of the last little changes and tweaks I made. And again, we're getting there, but I'm so hot right now. I'm just gonna ride it and see how it feels. That's the last turn coming in back to the beginning. And I've kind of built that berm up. There's a little tiny loop-de-loops here. The one thing that I'm kind of struggling with right now is getting more dirt out here. So at the moment, this is the last turn coming in this way for robbery loop. And again, that's because you hit all the banks. This isn't quite wide enough yet, and I just need more dirt to build it up and make that berm higher, because as of right now, I'm really just kind of skidding out on it. But we're gonna go ahead and ride it a couple laps here so you guys can see what's going on. The other little sketchy area you're gonna see is the drop over here on the back side of Roberts Loop. Hopefully I don't go over the bars again. So it's a work in progress, but let's get on the bike and have some fun. Nice job. I'm gonna do that.